Hey there. Do you believe in unicorns? I do. In fact, I've caught a few. Not quite like these, although I have a lot of my own unicorns. We're talking about unicorn bags today. This is a unicorn bag tag. And I'm going to talk about a few unicorns that I've attained and a few that I'll never get, likely. But there's still ones I'm going to chase. So if you want to learn more, come back after the break. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My channel is about treating yourself to a little bit of luxury, whether that be your cup of coffee, your favorite fragrance, skincare, luxury goods, all those fun, fabulous things that we like to spend our money on. And today's video is a tag video that technically originated many years ago, or at least the term, by Makes for All Mini, and it's been revived by Jolie and Jackie and one of their lives recently. I know Winnie BLV has done it as well. Can't remember if it's been, who else has been doing it recently, but I just saw the live. I'm one of those people who never catches the lives anymore when they happen, because I seem to have this problem with not being able to log off of work on time. And I'm on the West Coast, so most folks who go live are a couple of hours ahead of me. So I'm always on the replay crew, but I love catching up and seeing what's going on out there. So this one seemed really fun. Unicorn bags basically are those like dream bags that we wish we could have bought the minute they came out, or maybe they were like custom bags, one of ones, limited releases, whatever the situation may be. Mine are, well, my ultimate unicorn is one of those like rare ones. But the other ones that I've attained, weren't necessarily limited releases, but the reason why they were my unicorn bags was because at the time, you know, as one was over the course of their lifetime, not always able to afford things because I came from very little and slowly have come up into where I can afford these beautiful things. So I'm going to start off 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. The bag is 20 years old. I purchased it just recently, I think 2 years ago. Yeah, it's quite old. But I'll tell you the story about the bag and how it came to be finally in my collection and what I did at the time. So many years ago, the Fendi Spy bag, 2005 is when it came out. And of course I wanted it so badly. And it just, that it was I was wedded in 2004, but 2005 is when I went on my honeymoon, and it's because we couldn't afford to go on a honeymoon right after. That poor. Literally, you know, that was not going to happen. So as much as I would watch the starlets carry these bags, read In Style and the magazines, and, you know, see them on TV, I loved this bag so much that when we finally did get to go on our honeymoon, which was a little cruise to Ensenada, like a 3-day cruise, I bought a bag off a street vendor that I thought I was because I had what looked to be authentic. Of course it was not, but it looked like it, so, you know, whatever. I was just like, as long as it looks like it, that's all I care about. And I wore that bag for a couple of years and thought I was just of course it wasn't, but, you know, I was okay with that because, you know, it was all I could afford at the time. So spent, I think it was $50 US. I think it was the equivalent of like a couple hundred in Mexican pesos. So for them, they made it out like a banshee, and I'm like, $50, Canal Street, like type of thing. And I felt fabulous for it. Still always wanted it. And many, many years later, it came up on Rebag, and that was the last purchase I made on Rebag. And it's the exact same one, except for in real leather. So at least I had the taste of like trying to be fashionable at the time, but it always had this very special place in my heart, the style of it. I just really knew at some point in my life I needed to have this bag. It's like, it just kind of ate at me that I couldn't have the bag at the time. So it's like, I realized it wasn't in style when I bought it. I think I bought it in like 23, maybe 22 or 23. I can't remember what year I got it, but I was just like, I'm getting it. And I think I've carried it maybe like once or twice since I've got it, because until recently it was like really in fashion again, and even the new version doesn't really look this way, but I just had to have it. So this was unicorn number 1 that I caught, aside from the My Little Ponies, the Fendi Spy bag. Okay, fast forward a couple more years, almost so 6 years or so. And we're, the height of Sex and the City popularity, and Sarah Jessica Parker was the style icon that she was. People were talking about the Birkin, but the bag that I was lusting after, and while I could make it happen, I was very much against, and I'm so sorry, because in today's terms, it doesn't seem, it seems like nothing to spend this much money on a Coach bag, but it was a Coach bag, and it seemed obscene to me to spend, $700 on a Coach bag when you could have gotten an LV bag for, that much money. So I was just like, it's the principle. But I regretted it so much, because every time I went by a Coach boutique, at the time I was buying Coach bags all the time from Macy's or Nordstrom's, the outlets. I had a ton of Coach bags. So it wasn't Coach. It was just that this particular bag was their like icon bag, and so expensive. But it was the Coach Burrow. And particularly this one and the Oxblood, those two, it's like, I didn't care which one. I was like, oh my God. But this is the one that Sarah Jessica Parker, it's paparazzi, she was photographed all over. This was like, I don't know if it was her mom bag, I can't remember what it was, but she would carry it constantly in jeans all over New York, and it just was like, this is the bag, and I wanted it so bad for work. It seemed so classy, elevated, just the best thing to carry for work. I'm just like, I need that bag. I love that bag. And it has lived rent-free for years. Like, this is probably my biggest regret of all time. I would say the spy bag was very low on like my got to haves. I had been searching for one of these for so long. And even before I got this one, I had gotten some smaller versions, and those did not satisfy the itch. It wasn't until I got this one that I was like, okay, finally. And now it's like, I kind of just, it's just the Oxblood one that I want, and I will occasionally scroll for them, but I'm not even searching anymore. I don't even search for Burrow. Once I got this one, it's like, okay, I'm good. If the other one happens to fall on my lap, I will buy it. But this was the one that it just, I can't tell you how much I love her. And I got it for, I think it was a couple $100 recently. Had her a little over a year, and I would have spent more for it. It's not in the best condition. It's definitely worn, but oh my God, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy to have her. So yeah, Coach Burrow from 2013, I believe it was the year. So beautiful bag. Next, and I've spoken about this bag for a while. It's not really that elusive, and it is discontinued now, so it is harder to get, but it's not like it was that popular, and that I don't think a lot of people cared about this bag. But for me, when I saw it, I just thought it was the most beautiful bag. And I mean, it's not really the most, I guess it doesn't have the most bells and whistles, so to speak. It's an LV bag, and it's in canvas, so it's not like anything that, you know, the world's going to end. It's not a limited edition print or anything like that. But I mentioned it before. It's my Sienna. And I was just hesitant to buy this bag for just the weirdest reasons. I don't know if it was because I was hesitant because it was canvas and it was so much money, and just was like, well, am I going to use it? I wanted the Neverfull as well. I wanted a Speedy, and it's like I couldn't make up my mind, even though I liked it so much. I just kept putting it off, and it was just like the dumbest reasons to put it off. Finally, they discontinued it, and I was just like, damn it. Then I went on my journey to pick it up. So I finally bought it, and I got it on it's the layaway from Fashion File Reserve. Is that what it is? I don't know what I did. I was so stupid. I bought it from Fashion File, and I paid over retail, and I was so angry with myself. I did the dumbest thing, and I returned it because I had paid over retail. And of course I was naive at the time. I didn't realize that when you do the reserve or the layaway thing, that you lose the deposit that you paid. And I didn't do, like I'd only done like one payment and then paid it off, which was stupid. But then I returned it, and I'm like, okay, well, that was stupid because I've lost basically the amount I overpaid. Very stupid. So I let that sit for about 6 months and was really like kicking myself, like I should have just kept it. I should have learned my lesson, and I overpaid for it, and just don't do it ever again. Like, learn your lesson, Nancy. You just buy things when you should have bought them, and you wouldn't have spent so much money. But I regretted not having the bag because I did like it, but I was just being just stupid, quite frankly. So thankfully it finally came up on this one I did get from Rebag. So it came up on Rebag, and it actually came out quite a bit cheaper. So much so that after I bought it from Rebag and added up what I had lost in money in that return process from Fashion File, I still paid less than retail. So I guess ended up winning in the end. Have the bag, paid what I would have paid retail back in the day. So I guess in the end it all washed out. But I guess the moral of the story is just, if you can, buy your damn bag, because you're going to sit there and kick yourself that you didn't buy it, and you're going to regret it. So the Sienna was a unicorn, and I think it was really my last true unicorn that I was chasing, that was truly hard to find. I was going to throw the Cassies in there, but those weren't necessarily unicorn bags per se. I really wanted them, but they weren't necessarily like, oh gosh, you know, my life will be over if I don't get them. I had a smaller one. Yes, the larger ones are the greater ones, but it wasn't like the world was going to end if I didn't have them. But I would seriously be upset if I didn't have the Burrow and the Sienna. It was Fendi Spy. I'm just glad I got it in the end. So let's move on to the future unicorn. I think Winnie said the ghost of future Christmas or something like that. I forget the way she worded it, but I thought I liked that concept of the elusive unicorn that we're constantly chasing. And this one is a Birkin. And while I have a attainable Birkin on my list currently, my absolute dream Birkin I probably will never get it. They're so rare, and when they come up, they are like triple what a standard Birkin would be retail right now. So the last one I saw on a resale site was like $57,000, and I was like, why? What are you kidding me? It's I realize it's unique, but it's like, it just seemed that it didn't have diamonds. It's just a unique style. So the one I'm talking about is the So Black. And I'm obsessed with the So Black. I've been obsessed with it ever since it came out in 2011, 2012. Jean Paul Gaultier designed it, and they had the shadow version as well, which I believe was very beautiful. I would love that one too, but I kind of like having the closure aspect of it and the actual hardware. I kind of prefer that design better, but if I had the money, I'd probably get either one. But at this point, why I say it's that forever never going to get it Birkin is I won't spend that much money. If retail ever gets that high for a Birkin, I just refuse. So even a made to order, I wouldn't go over 25,000. I don't care. Like, that's not worth it to me. At this point, yeah, no, it's just, I think that a used one, my limit's like 15. And that's absurd. I say that out loud and I want to smack myself because I'm just like, are you kidding me? Why would you even consider that to be a sane amount of money to spend in a bag? It's just because I want it. But I will never go that high. I don't care how much money I have. I mean, I guess if I had won the Powerball for $2 billion, last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, maybe it wouldn't have been an issue. But for something that could possibly be damaged and destroyed, I just don't see it happening. In fact, that one that was $57,000 from 2011, I was looking at the pictures of it, and it had significant corner wear. It was box, so it was being sent to the spa to be repaired. It had significant damage to it, in my opinion. So it wasn't pristine at all. So I'm like, okay, so it was a pristine one, like $100,000, because no, no, not happening. And maybe, I guess it comes to be, I guess I'm just not, ever going to be of that status, or I shouldn't even be allowed to look at them because I won't spend that much money. And that's my opinion. Now, there's plenty of people out there who have that kind of money, want to spend that kind of money. And even if they, don't have that kind of money, want to go in debt for it, I don't. I do want a Birkin. Again, like I said, I have one on my list right now in iris or ultraviolet or anemone color, 15,000 or less. Those kind of, that, if I find one that in the color combinations that I want, the size that I want, that's going to work for me, I may consider. But I'm also not like just buy any one. It's like it has to be perfect, has to be the right time and everything. So it's just because there's one out there doesn't mean I'm going to buy it tomorrow. It literally has to fit every box and be the right time and make sense for me. And right now I think I have too much crap and don't have the time to use and appreciate that bag. So to spend $15,000 on a bag that won't get any use doesn't make sense for me right now either. So that's another reason why I don't go off and actively find those type of bags, because it would just sit, and that's not the point of having such a lovely item. It's to be used. So I want to be in a place where I would be able to use it at least monthly, if not more often. And I know right now with my current life, I would probably take it out once a year, if that, and that is not a good cost per wear at all. So for me, it's like, until I get to a point where I can regularly wear that and feel good about that, I probably will just keep putting aside the funds for it. And then when the time is right, it will make more sense. But I can still dream. It can still be a unicorn bag. I will still love it in the future. And I still love seeing other people have them, because again, they're beautiful things to look at. And and to share and to have joy in. So they're great, great items, and there's a time and a place. So that is my unicorn experience, wish list, I guess, and the unicorns of the past. What are your unicorn bags? Do you have any? Have you ever decided to have a unicorn bag, or do you just kind of buy things that you like and not really care about a goal or having an ultimate item? What's your take on this? So talk to me down below. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.